Hey, hey, kiddos, it's Tanglewood Sue here with What Can't That Paint Do? Live on Debbie's channel, live here on DIY Paint. I want to make sure that you guys can see me. There's a reason why I'm kind of sitting in the dark. I am doing a live stream and trying to do a couple camera angles. So I have to use some fancy schmancy platforms here. So I absolutely want to make sure that you guys are seeing me. If anybody is there, could give me a comment of any kind and just say, yes, we can see you. We can see you very close up today. Let me know, and then I will know that we are good to go. For those of you, oh, thank you, Danetta. Oh, you're awesome. Okay. So, welcome everybody. Again, I am Tanglewood Sue. My shop is, hey, Kristen, how are you? My shop is Tanglewood Works. I am right outside of DC in Hyattsville, Maryland. Please let me know where you are from and if you're nearby and you can come say hi. So, it's been a big week, has it not? With all those colors? We're going to play with some today. I've been just geeking out over it. I know you guys have too. So many fun things to see. Everybody's been playing with the colors. I'm no exception to that rule. So we're going to play today. So why am I sitting in the dark? Woo! No, it's too early for Halloween. Although, I was thinking about this the other day. For those of you on here who are retailers, I know many of you are. You own shops and you are on the DIY paint page because you want to learn new tips and tricks for making furniture to sell. And I know a lot of you are on here maybe hoping to get into that field or just for fun. I'm just glad you're here. But those of us in retail, let me get some heart. Like, we experience all the holidays like 2 holidays before. Like, for me, Halloween's already over. I already painted the pumpkins. I've already done everything. So it's just so funny. Hey, from Alabama. By the time Christmas rolls around, I'm like, what? We haven't actually had Christmas yet because as a retailer, I've already like made all the ornaments. I've already made all the gifts. I've already done all the sales. So, oh good, I'm actually getting 2 boxes of comments now. Awesome, double the comments. So you guys, we're gonna have some fun today. Like I said, there's a reason we're in the dark. So let me show you what we're doing. 2 weeks ago, if you came on the new super review, you saw that I was just painting these random patterns here. Why was I doing that? Why? To make this. All right, I'm gonna show you better in light, but my idea, I don't know why I air quoted, but because I'm not sure if it's working yet. And I spent the last hour on my page with my crazy craft club. All right, so just to tell you the difference between my lives and my craft club lives. Lives are usually where I kind of have it somewhat figured out. And in craft club, it's a behind the scenes of all the craziness that goes into figuring out the plan that works. So I think I've got the plan that works, but I'm kind of halfway in the middle. So you guys are going to have to kind of pretend like you're in my craft club today, which is you get to tell me that doesn't look right, or I don't like that color because they didn't like the color last hour, or move that up or slide that over, okay? Because I'm still formulating this plan. But here's what it is. I painted all these colors, and then I'm going to show you how I did this today. I've projected a stencil on here, okay, inverse, so that the bright colors come through. I know you can't see it that well right now, but we're going to get to that actually. Here, let me see if I could just pull this whole thing forward. Okay, let's see if you can see. Right. What happens in craft club stays in craft club. Okay, so what we did the last hour was we used the method I'm going to show you, and we did it using yellow. Can you guys see, first of all, let me just ask you, Kristen, can you see what this is supposed to be? Can you even tell if I stop shaking this? Can you see it? So it's a stencil. I should give you a second because I know there's a delay. You can see what's happening. It's really pretty when the lights are on. But basically, this underlayer I wanted to pop through while I stenciled back the rest of it. And we did it in yellow, okay? But the yellow was too bright. It's birds. Orly, yes. Oh, she's right. It's birds. It's birds. Oh, thank God. You're like, Sue, what's the big deal? Because I couldn't tell if you could tell. So, yes, it's floral. Yeah, okay. So that is part of the problem with what I've come up with. I love the concept. I love what's happening. I might have to go with a pattern that is less intricate, or a pattern that's not a pattern that doesn't have to be a bird or a tree. It's just a pretty pattern because I do like what's happening. Let's stop talking about this and let's move on to what we're going to do. No. All right, so here's the reason I have the lights off is because we need it to do the next step. So check this out. Check this out. Oh no. Why isn't it switching scenes? Check this out. Okay, there we go. So what I've done, you guys, is I talked about this the last time. I have printed out this pattern. Do you see this? This is what it's supposed to look like. I'm sorry, everything's like reversed image on me right now. Like I'm doing a reverse image and the screen's reverse image and the picture's reverse image, so bear with me. This is the pattern and I printed it out on cellophane. And then I actually have an overhead projector. I don't know why I have it. Booyah! Are you feeling me here? Is that cool or what? So I have been playing around with projecting this pattern right on here. I told you I used to be a video editor, girl. I had to bust out some moves. So here's what I've been playing around with. Making it bigger and smaller. So I don't want it so small that I give myself arthritis trying to paint this thing. And I don't want it so big that you can't tell what the image is. So I've kind of gone somewhere in the middle. I know that's a little blown out, you guys, but I have to have the light on to get it to work. So right now you can see it's crisp, and tell me what you think. I'm gonna kind of go with, I want one bird in there. And I want enough of a branch that you can tell it's supposed to be a branch. I guess was my thinking. So I was kind of thinking like right in there. Okay. Or I could do the other bird. That bird. That bird's nice too. So if you guys have a preference, yell it out. I kind of like the swoopy action of that coming through. But see, that doesn't have any birds, which is fine. So I think I'm going to balance it like that. So I have the little bird here. I have a little bit of a swoopy action here. Okay, now what we learned, there is a lag. Okay, like it's, the picture's not good. That could just be the bird. Okay, all right, that's what I'm going to do. So I tried the other one with yellow. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I tried the other one with yellow and it was too bright. Yeah, it's a headache, Carrie. It's really hard to do. And I've tried it. And for this effect, this is what I wanted. So I'm going to try using, I'm so sorry, Debbie. I keep calling this cherry picker. Cherry picked. I was initially going to do this all in black. But then I decided to do a dark color. And then at the last minute, I decided I'd do a bright color. You know, I keep trying different things. That's kind of who I am. But I think I've decided that because of how this one, all you could see was the yellow and you couldn't see what was behind it, I'm going to do it in cherry picker. So all I'm going to do is put a little bit on my plate here. I mean a little bit. And the trick with outlining this, you guys, is to make sure, I'm just going to put my brushes right on my laptop, that you've got enough water. All right, I'm just spraying this right on there because this paint is thick. We know that and we love it. But when we're tracing with it, we need it to just be a little bit more watery so that it will flow. I don't want it dripping off. I don't want it drippy, okay? All right, so let me I'm trying this set up so I can have good eye contact with you guys. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do the whole thing necessarily because I do want you guys to see the entire effect, and this will be like a 3-hour movie if I do everything. So I'm just going to kind of show you a bit. So let's do the bird. Oh, this is important. This is important. Whoa, now I'm really scary. That's really right. Paint Big Top over your design first. So last week what we did was we painted the design. Paint Big Top over it, or polyacrylic over it, or don't do wax because the paint won't stick back to the wax. Put a top coat over it. I don't want to forget that this time. I forgot it when I did the other one. And if you mess up and you know, somebody knocks you or you fall over and you go into your design, it won't matter. If you've got a top coat, you can just wipe it off with a little tissue paper. I didn't give myself that freedom on the last one. So this one's going to be kind of a hard pattern to go back in and fix. So that's a little bit too watery. There we go. All right, so I'm using kind of just a little brush, and I'm just outlining. I'm just outlining my design. So I would recommend this for any design you want to do that will not fit in the stencil. Now, I'm going outside the design. For most of you who are just doing a stencil that you might want to make a different size, you would just fill in where it's dark. I'm actually doing quite the opposite. I'm filling in, I'm creating an outline. I want where it's dark to come through. Okay. So let's go here and there. And I mean, you're bound to mess up a little bit. Unless you've got moves I just don't have. I'm definitely kind of resting my wrist on here to steady it. I would say don't have a big sweet tea right beforehand. I'm a little over-caffeinated now. Also, you can use this opportunity to make anything here bigger. I mean, you know, there's no rules. So if I wanted this to be a little bigger, I could just kind of go in. Now, some of you with more artistic freehand power than me are going to be able, you're not going to, oh, that doesn't matter because that's going to get filled in anyway. You may not need this. You may not need it like the rest of us. But for those of us who can't draw a bird, right, it helps. And you can, and also I would say go big, go wide, because you can always cut back in. Okay, if you go too small on this idea, it's going to be harder to cut back in. I just want to make sure I can rest my hand here. Oh, good. I can hear when I have a oh, thank you. Katie, I'll turn the camera around in just a second and I'll show you what I'm doing. Basically, this is just an old school projector I got at a yard sale. It was one of those moments, okay, that I don't want to have happen because it got into my bird, but because I have Big Top that, I'm all good. Okay, so now let's see. Let's put a couple. See, like here where I have a little bit of a leaf that's dark. Let's make that bigger, right? Let's have a little bit more of our fun paint colors showing. There we go. So I'm kind of just using this as a guide. You know, I'm kind of listening, I'm kind of following, I'm kind of not. Can you guys see me okay? I had no idea if this was going to work. That pretty much sums up my life. I have no idea if this is going to work. Let's go for it. Let's get married. Let's have kids. Let's start a small business. Post-recession. Yep, all the things. And I'm glad I did them all. All of them, especially the kids. All right, yes, the husband too. Okay, so, all right, so are you getting kind of the idea of what I'm doing here? I could keep going for a while longer, but I really want to stop and show you what happens when I start to fill in. And when I come back to this, all I have to do is line the projector up again. All right, and you start getting better as you go. I mean, ideally. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off the overhead and turn on the main lights now. Okay, let me go turn on the lights. All right, so make sure I have some juice. Make sure I have some juice in here. All right. Can you guys see that okay? I'm going to bring you in close so you can really see what's happening. I know it's a little hard to see right now because there's not enough contrast, but bear with me. What I'm going to do right now, and this may not be the way I go. It may not. I may decide that I need a brighter color, but what I'm going to do now is I'm pushing away the colors I don't want so that the stencil shows up. Now, I don't know how many of you were on here with me a couple weeks ago, but we debated this. I continued this onto my my own page because we were still having fun. And one idea was to just, because I knew that the stencil would not work because it wasn't going to do exactly what I wanted it to do. It was going to give me the image, but not the reverse image, okay? And I want the reverse. I want where I did all these fun patterns to pop out, and I want everything else to go away. So we played around with, well, would it work to paint the stencil and then stick it on there? I thought that was, in theory, awesome. In reality, just heartbreaking. Like, it would never work for me. I would inevitably shift it or mess it up. Are you guys starting to see this come out? Can you almost see the bird? Let's see if I can give you enough so that you can see the bird. And if you accidentally go over something, either wipe it off or just work it into your design. I don't want to go too far over here because I haven't put the stencil on. Okay, but I do want to show you. Is this making sense, you guys? I know it's a little bit, might be a little bit crazy to wrap your head around. There we go. I'm trying to make sure I'm not going over where I'm supposed to be. And then I'll have to do a couple more coats to get this thick enough. I think this is working better than what I did before. I have to tell you. I think the dark color is the answer. Because when I did this with Liquid Sunshine, it was really beautiful, but I want this to come out really clearly. So this is going to be my new, what I'm imagining this being is my new paint display. And that's kind of why I wanted to have almost every color in here. So there we'll have the, you can come in a little bit. So you're basically drawing kind of in negative space. So if you feel like, oh, that doesn't really look like a leaf or whatever, you can fix it. And what I tried to do is use lighter colors back here a little bit. All right, what are we thinking, kids? All right, I've stopped getting comments. Comment if you're on there for me, kiddos, so I know I haven't lost you. Want to make sure we're still there. Let me make sure. Give me a heart or a little beep beep or something, whatever you can do. If I pull open my Facebook, I'm afraid we'll get a feedback loop. I'm feeling like maybe I need to do that because I haven't heard you guys in a second. Let's pull that up real quick and see if we're good. Oh, good. Okay. Thank you, Candy. For those of you who do lives, you know exactly of which I speak. Are we going to end up on the wrong page? Are we going to go on a private page? All right, so right there, I pulled on a little more than I wanted to. So let me show you how I'm going to fix that. So I can just kind of, because it's chalk paint and because I've already got Big Top on there, I can just kind of wipe it back. So what do you guys think? In the end, it's like, there's really two questions, right? There's the first question of, did it work? Oops, hold on. There we go. First question is, did it work? And then the second question is, but does it look good? Because if it works but it doesn't look good, what's the point? So I want to take the camera and flip it around so that I can stand back and you guys can look at it with me. All right, so bear with me here. I'm going to hold it up and I'm going to try to flip it around. There we go. Okay, awesome. Sorry. I know, don't get seasick. But you kind of got to step back on these. There we go. Do you see it now? Do you see how it looks? Do you see how, when this was all yellow, but I think the red needed to be darker to let the colors show behind it. But I'm open to your suggestions. Craft Club said a bigger pattern. I mean, I think it's pretty. Even if you can't tell if it's birds, it looks like kind of a Baroque pattern to me that I still like a lot. And then what I'm going to do around here is the reds and the yellows. So you can kind of see I've already started making a hot mess of that. It looks like ketchup and mustard gone awry. But I was using Summer Crush. What was I doing? Summer Crush and Liquid Sunshine and Queen Bee all together. That's what this corner is, which I liked a lot. But I think that what I realized was I was being too fancy schmancy. Kelly, thank you. With the paint, I love blending paint so much I couldn't stop myself. And by blending the paints here, it took away from the background. So I just had to stick to red, Carnival Red. I'm not Girl, you cracked me up. Okay, so I'm going to do this one with the blue, with blue iris, and I mix that with, so I'm having so much fun with these colors. So I mix blue iris with a little bit of Liquid Sunshine. I know, I'm just incapable of using paint out of a can. I just can't do it. I'm going to try, and the whole point of this is to show shoppers in my store what the paint colors look like, and I'm going to have to be like, oh yeah, the blue iris, it's right here. There. It's right there. Liquid Sunshine. That's pure liquid sun. Like, there's no pure color. I have to be better about this. I have samples, but you know, as soon as I get a paintbrush in my hand, I just want to go crazy. So I love the way this one turned out the best. All right, so let's look here. Can you see it? Can you see the bird? I think when it's, so this already has Big Top on it. And so it's already darker than what this will be. So I think when this gets its top coat put on, you'll really be able to see it. The other thing I think might help, I'm going to flip you guys around. Okay, the other thing that might help when I'm all done, if I really do need the design to be like, if I'm like, this is birds, and I wanted to say I'm a bird, maybe using some of the dark waxes to highlight the edges. So please comment on this live today. Out of all the lives I've ever done, I want your input. I want to know if you kind of think if it's working, if you like where it's going, if it's more process than a product. But I don't know. This is just how my brain works. So I think what I should do, I'm going to put the lights back off and finish kind of filling this in here. Yeah, chalk it up to you. I think that might be an excellent idea. Let me see if I can turn this on and see without turning the lights off. I don't know if I can. Well, yeah, I can see it. I can see it well enough. So it's jostled a little bit. Get that back in there. So, like, I don't know what happened here. I missed something. But I can fix it. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I might do a black outline. That might be what I need to do. Like, I keep playing around with what would be the best way. But like I said, you know, if you were to look at just a Baroque pattern or fleur-de-lis, I mean, any kind of pattern that's just wavy and fun, I don't know that you'd absolutely need to know what you're looking at. And that might be the answer, that if I'd done, what if I'd just done a mandala of some sort, right? So I'm making this paint a little bit thicker so I can get in here. See your comment. Oh, thank you. Well, the show is what can this paint do, right, baby? I'm trying. All right, so I was worried I was filling in something I wasn't supposed to fill in here. That's why I do recommend, you know, I wasn't sure how long it would take, so I didn't want to keep you guys waiting. Oh, see, I went into that, and now I can't really make the same kind of, I'll just do a little bit. I'll make it go the other way. I'll just do a little one. So if you guys like kind of this less, how do I put this? Less choreographed, more exploratory, I definitely invite you to come, you know, check us out at Tanglewood Works. And maybe, so the way I do it, oops, see, I went in too far there. The way Craft Club works is it's $30 a month. But you get all the live tutorials, and I do 2 edited tutorials a month. So I sell those. So you can try one of my edited ones and see if you like it. So basically, you get kind of Crazy Sue, and then you get edited Crazy Sue. So you get the how did we figure out how to do this, and then you get the, oh, okay, now we just watch the video on how it's done, if that makes sense. You get both, you get all personalities. I know Kristen hears me on that one. Creatives have a lot of personalities. Okay. So, and I would say if you feel like you're getting too shaky or weird, stop going live. No, just kidding. There we go. Take a break and rest yourself. I think the issue with this one that's a little bit hard to do is getting all these little pieces here. Oh, girl, I don't know about genius now, but you can say that. You can say it. I'll take it, you know. I'll take whatever I can get. I've been writing some short stories on running a small business. They're funny. They're cathartic. It's awesome. And it's terrifying. And it's awesome. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I think I got it. All right, and then I can just, and I don't have to turn it off, except that those lights are hot, and it's blazing today. Fall light came, and then it said, nah, I'm not ready. I think fall came and went because, like, at least here in D.C., you know, it's starting to feel like fall, but then everybody's walking around with those dang pumpkin spice lattes, and I think it scared fall away. I think fall's teaching us a lesson, so it's like 92 degrees out here today. Let's have coffee, Kristen. I started putting them on a local listserv, and my sister told me to take them down. And she told me to take them down because, yeah, she wants them to be a book. Isn't that sweet? My sister's so good to me. She read the last one I did. That's called One Woman Wants to Start the Day, 5 Personalities Get in the Way. Oh, I've been having fun. Okay, I think I did something weird here. I'm not sure what I did. Oh, yeah. Okay, see, I went off-road. So I'm going to have to fix that a little bit. But I think we got it. All right, do you guys get the general gist? I would say if you're going to do this for the first time, learn from my mistakes. Maybe start with a simpler design or not. You know, sometimes going, you know, oh, see, I covered right over that. I didn't even realize there was a branch there, but that's all right. That's all right. We don't need that many branches. Maybe start with a circle. Maybe start with a circle or a square. Try that out. Oh, but no, I had to do like some crazy bird vine boho stencil for the first one. But you know what? Here's my lesson on that. Just do it hard the first time. Make all the mistakes. And then fix them. Just get through it. And then the next time you do it, you're going to be like, I got this. I got this. Because sometimes if you do something too easy, and then the next time you do it, it's hard, you're like, wait, I thought that was going to be easy, so just make it hard the first time. There you go. Sue's Business 101. I hope you guys will give this a shot. Again, just to recap, this is cherry picked. All right. This one right here was, the turquoise blue mixed with liquid sunshine gave me this beautiful kind of green. It's almost Tanglewood green. Almost. If I ever get to pick a color, I was dreaming about that the other day. If I ever get to pick a color, would I go with Tanglewood green, which is my signature green, or a really true purple? Because that's kind of my thing. Like, that's my color. Well, it's faded. I don't know. I'm just going to have to be a good enough girl that Debbie gives me 2 colors someday. All right. And that is Carnival with just a little bit of Summer Crush. And then the blue Iris with just a little bit of Mermaid Tail. That's all she wrote, kiddos. I will post pictures of this so that you can see. Let me flip around. Kelly. Mine won't, but I can fix it. Kelly, oh no, Kristen, you should be my, you could be my editor. Can you imagine one ADHD afflicted artist editing another ADHD afflicted artist? Like, we'd never be done, but we would laugh for the rest of our lives. There would be no book, but there would be joy. And then somebody else after us, when we're like 100 years old, will find the manuscript and they'll publish it posthumously, and our grandchildren will be rich. There's the plan. You ready? All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you, Debbie, as always, for letting us DIY paint retailers take over her page and create complete and utter chaos and have fun with all you guys. Again, I am Tanglewood Sue. You can find me at Tanglewood Works. You can find me at crazyacraftcoach.com if you want to find out more about the club and the other tutorials I do. It's just been really fun hanging out with you guys, okay? You were hoping for what? A true purple with the reveal? I know. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it happen, girl. I'm gonna make it happen. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. Please share. And if you are a replay viewer, thank you so much for coming on. And I'll go back and answer any questions I missed while I was facing this way. Bye, kids.